What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Home Circus live duel. So on the left side, we have Punk, pure Punk over here, operated by David. He said that the gold pride stuff was just bricks. Nah, I'm just joking. He said he couldn't afford it, so he thinks that Punk is still a very good deck and wants to take it out today for a spin. Psychic again, Punisher is a hell of a card. And on the right side here, we are playing Branded. I believe this is the duality build, so you guys might be seeing that. Not the most optimal build, but we're just having fun today. So we're playing with some of that. You got to test out these cards at your local sometimes. Not everything is always about the best meta deck, blah, 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 blah. I net deck this person. Try out your stuff. Try out what you want to see. And maybe you guys will find some cool techs that no one else has tried yet. We're going to see some rolling here, and we're going to be seeing that the Punk player is going to choose who's going to go first or second here. Before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe. Help the channel a lot. We're on the road to 5K. We're going to need your support to help get us to it by the end of the year. We're going to be seeing them activate a Ogre here, which will summon out the Xiamen. The Xiamen will activate its effects here. Or I searches for Xiamen, I should say. And then it's going to be pay 6 to search for Ogre, or Foxy. Foxy's going to activate its effects here, discarding itself and a Book of Moon. A nice little tech. A lot of players have been teching out lately. It's good going first, being able to set it and interact with your opponent, as well as good going second by flipping down a monster that's problematic. They're going to go for the Rising Carp combo, and will they get Ash Blossomed here is the question. This deck is just as fragile on Ash as we are here. We're going to activate no Ash Blossom, and it's good to resolve here. So we're going to get to search for the Wagon as well as the Deer Note here. Then we can activate the effect, searching for the field spell. Very nice to be able to do this. And then they'll be able to activate the field spell, which is a nice little pot of desires, essentially. And then I go for the Jam Drive. Jam Drive is going to activate its effects there, as well as the Deer Note summoning out the copy of Sharahuchai, which is going to be part of the next turn's combo line. And then able to search for a Venom Spider here. And then they can activate the field spell effect to banish, because why not have multiple effects on a field spell? And they can summon out the copy of the Shark, or not, yeah, Venom Spider there is what it is. We saw them draw. And then they can activate the effect here to search for a trap card. And that's going to be able to either be the negate or the pop there. They're going to go for the imperm. And then they'll get another draw as well here. Book of Moon's also interesting in this deck because of the fact that you can just go into the Amazing Dragon, bounce 2 cards, potentially even 3, and then have Book of Moon to flip down what your opponent needs to continue. If you don't want to, let's say, shuffle back those 2, or bounce back, I should say. They're going to set 2 cards, and they're going to be passing on this, I believe. Which is kind of intimidating there, having 2 face downs, and then I know a card is going to be able to bounce, as well as just a known imperm. We're going to start off by activating the Albion, which is going to be sending for cost. Sending the Retribution, always so free. I'm getting a nice little upstart there. As well, being able to dump a really good card into the graveyard. We're going to see a Fusion Deployment going to activate here, revealing the Granguinol, summoning with the Cartesia from the deck here. A perfect card to Book of Moon, I should say. Then we're going to be seeing them activate the Branded Opening here, discarding another copy of Branded Opening. Summon out the Aluber. Aluber effect's going to activate here. And they're going to attempt to chain they're going to attempt to chain Imperm here. I want to chain Cartesia. They don't let that go through, so not negating it with the other card as well here. Going for the Granguinol, and then here we're going to be able to search off of the Aluber, searching for the Branded Loss, which means we already have Branded Fusion in hand. And here we're going to be getting the effect of Granguinol. Going to be dumping a copy of the Gimmick Puppet, I believe. And then we're going to potentially activate Branded Lost. And this is where you have to be careful here. We're going to activate Branded Fusion. He's going to hiss with the Ash Blossom with the Swiftness. And that's going to have to be good there. Do we have the Call by the Grave? We're going to chain duality here to swap out the Garangadal into a copy of Dragoon. We probably should have done that before we activated the Branded Lost there. So we would have had the negate live for the Ash Blossom. But here we're going to be activating the duality, being able to put back the Aluber as well as a copy of Cartesia here to be able to draw one card as well. So having a couple little upstarts in the deck, those dual effects are always nice. Who doesn't love like drawing two cards as well as using the card as well? We're going to go battle phase, and we're going to attack into the Shire. We're going to attempt to go battle phase, and then he's going to activate the effect of Shire Kuchai there, which will let him. So we're going to be negating it with Dragoon. And we're going to take a second to read the P.U.N.K field spell. We're going to go. We're gonna read the effect of Jam Drive because I know it has a secondary effect. What's in the graveyard if you respond to your opponent's cards, it bounces back and stuff. We're gonna be attacking into it. There, looking at the graveyard. I think just passing turn on this. We're gonna see them activate Madam Spider here. Being able to search for the second trap card. I didn't know he was playing two trap cards. So being able to search for the other one here is interesting to me. The pop one. I guess if you're playing pure, it makes sense. Then it'll also get a chance to draw a card as well. Additional free cards are always great. We're going to activate the effect to banish to be able to summon from the hand here. Going for the Deer Note. And you notice how he's banishing the lights and the darks there for stopping those Bestial plays. Then we're going to see him go for a copy of another Jam Drive. That Amazing Dragon. That looks like another copy of Jam Drive there. We're going to be seeing the Deer Note going to activate here. We have to read the Jam Drive very carefully because if we choose to negate this, it'll give his opponent a chance to reborn out the other copy, I believe. I think we were checking to make sure that it wasn't just you could only use one of these effects per turn, which would have been pretty nice. They're searching for the Ghost Ogre and summoning back out the Xiamen here, drawing another card there. I think I just saw a Ghost Bell. Very nice card in the main deck, I may add. And that hand is huge. I don't see us winning Dragoon versus this. They're going to go for a Psychic and Punisher here. And this is going to be very rough. His life points are definitely lower than ours. And I believe Dragoon can be destroyed by battle, if I'm not mistaken. I always forget what the tower ones do. Yeah, it can be destroyed by battle, so this will be no problem for the Psychic and Punisher to be able to destroy that. They're going to pay 1,000 life points, dropping it down even lower, destroying that Ogre as well as banishing our copy of Lost. And then we go battle phase, crash into it. We take a lot of life points there. They're going to set two more cards here in passing. And we are definitely not going to win this one. We're going to activate a Fusion deployment once again here. Revealing the Albaz. Activating the effect here and just scooping immediately, realizing that we know they have an Imperm, we know they have a Pop, and I have a Psychic and Punisher. This is over. This is just 100% over. We have no cards left in hand. We're just going to go immediately into game 2 there. We will be able to go first here, which is very lucky for us. I don't think that they can actually do anything if we do puppet lock them, as well as being able to set up multiple areas of interruption. I don't think the deck can do very much against a copy of Mirror Jade either. I feel like a lot of the lines require them to go for the Rising Carp, and on summon just being able to banish the Rising Carp is pretty free, or just on res after the Rising Carp being able to just Mirror Jade out that Deer Note is just absolutely gone. Deer Note is a crazy card. But we're going to be moving on into the game 2 here. The thing is, we saw in his main deck, he's playing Ash Blossoms, obviously. He's also playing Ghost Spells, which is interestingly enough. I'm doing the same thing. I think Ghost Spell is very good this format. If you're playing the hand trapped, we're also playing 2 Lightning Storms in the main, as you guys can see, or I guess saw. I guess actually at this time I don't know if I'm playing the 2 Lightning Storms. I could be playing Duality here. Yeah, so I was playing Duality at the time, and so I was not actually playing the Lightning Storms in the main, which they now have fully been cut. Duality is a fun card, not a meta card. Unfortunately for now, at least in this build, the 60 card builds are pretty fun. I don't like them. I feel like they still lose to Ash and Droll even harder. We're going to be activating the opening here, pitching the Aluber. Summoning out Aluber here, and then we'll be able to activate the effect. It's going to get hit with the Imperm there. It always feels weird when you activate opening, get rid of Aluber to dump Aluber, but this is the reason why, because we can then normal summon out the Cartesia. Cartesia will allow us to fusion summon into the Garanganol. Garanganol can activate its effects here, dumping the Albion. Dumping the copy of Lulu Walith. And then we can set 2 cards, and then during the end phase, Lulu Walith will activate its effects. Scamming out Quem. Quem effects going to activate here, dumping probably the Albaz. Dumping Retribution in the graveyard here, so potentially going to be summoning out the Cartesia there. And we're simply going to pass turn on this. I wonder what those face downs are. There could be a chance that it is a copy of... there can only be one here. We're going to see them hit with a Dark Ruler no more. Then they're going to activate an E-Telly here in that beautiful ultimate rarity. Summoning out the Xiamen. Xiamen will be able to pay its effects here. And we're going to hit it with an Imperm there. Still, paying life points in this deck just sometimes feels great. And they're going to hit us with with an Ogre there. We're going to be chaining the Cobble of the Grave there, negating it. Not letting them search here. That's going to be pretty crucial. It's not as huge as them discarding a Foxy, for example, as we see here, and then activating the effects. But they do have to discard another card, which we're going to be seeing with the Evenly Matched there. So we see them siding in Dark Ruler No Mores and Evenly Matches in this, which is pretty crazy to me. And we'll see them go for a fusion here, and then on the resolution, we'll be able to activate the Garanganol, but unfortunately it is under Dark Ruler No More, so if we just do that, it'll get banished for no effect. They're going to go for the Wagon, Deer Note, play the field spell here. Going into the Jam Drive will be able to search. And then we'll see also the effects of the Deer Note summoning out potentially either the Rising Carp or the Foxy Tune. Going for the Xiamen here, I guess if they want to Synchro Summon, it'll be able to give them another boost and can help them chain block as well. I see them search for the Ghost Ogre here. Not a very impactful card versus us, but I guess it can come in clutch here against some of these better monsters like Quem, as well, being crazy. Quem's a good card to hit with the Ghost Ogre there. And here we're going to be able to Synchro Summon into the Amazing Dragon. And I believe it's going to be able to bounce. So you're going to see them bounce the Garanganol to the extra deck here, and then it's going to be gaining some attack off of the Xiamen here. It's going to beat over the Quem, and then I believe there's going to be passing on this. We're going to draw for turn here. We do have Retribution in Graveyard, but we don't have any branded fusion. So we're going to be activating the opening there, or we're going to activate the Retribution Banish to add back the opening, activate opening, pitching an Albaz, which is kind of interesting enough. Summoning Aluber here, activating the Aluber effect, which will search us for a branded fusion, putting all of our baskets into this branded fusion. Or putting all our chicks into the basket of branded fusion here. One Ash will lose us the game in this moment. And we know he did search for the copy of Ghost Ogre, so we can't just brand it. We can't just activate Albaz, use the effect, because he's going to be able to get hit with Ghost Ogre, and then it's going to be over regardless. So here we have to go for Branded Fusion, activate the effect, then we're going to be getting rid of the Albaz as well as the Lubellion here, going for a copy of Albion. And so, we only know he has one card in hand that's an unknown at the moment, and chances of it being Ash are very slim, so we're going to activate the Albion effect, banishing the extra deck monster and Lulu Walleth as well as an Albaz, summoning out the copy of Mirror Jade. Then we're going to be tagging out, summoning out the Aluber here. There might have been a world where you actually hit the Albion with the copy of Ghost Ogre, so we can't summon out the Lubellion with the Branded Lost, but a little bit of a misplay there, but it is what it is. We always could have protected with the opening in the graveyard, so it's kind of rough to want to be able to do that with openings being so readily available for us. Here we're going to activate the effect of the Mirror Jade there, sending the Brigands, and it's going to chain the Ghost Ogre. We're going to protect it with the opening there. Then we're going to go Battle Phase, attack for 55, and simply pass turn on this. Well, we're going to do a search during the end phase, as well as set and add back the Cartesia there. And we do have an Albaz engraved, so we will be able to set the Branded in red here. It will be very much live. And we do have a Mercurier as well as the Cartesia here, so any negates we need to be able to do for the monsters here. We're going to check the graveyard and making sure that it's like what are the possibilities of cards he can draw there. Seeing what he has burned through so far. Because the thing is, there's a chance he just normal summons and then we just chain to the normal summon. And because I don't believe they're on summon, they're just, you can activate the effect. And so we can just respond to it. And we're going to see them activate the Ogre here. I'm going to take a second to read the jam drive. It's going to be good to resolve here, so we're not going to be negating nothing. And then he'll be able to search for a Deer Note here. So most likely going to be Deer Noting to summon off of the session. But it's not really worth it. So we are going to be chaining the red here, getting rid of that field spell right away. We see the line he's going to be able to do. We're going to add back the Aluber here. If we banish Mercurier, Cartesia, and okay, so we're keeping the Mercurier in the hand there. We will be able to draw 2 off this, and then search for a Cartesia off the Lost, or an Albion here. Searching for the, I was going to say, you probably search for Cartesia there. For follow-up, he's just going to be scooping, knowing that we're going to be able to draw 2 cards, and we see what those are, and, or he's not going to be scooping there. Oh, he is, okay. I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure he does scoop. There's not much he can do with that, being able to get rid of that field spell. It's very nice for us. But that field spell is absolutely insane. Essentially it desires every turn. If you pay 600, which is no big deal for the deck, and then also being able to tribute, or I guess banish to summon, is insane as well. But we are now moving on into the game 2 here. Or game 3, I should say. That's not game 2. This is game 3. We just had game 2. I apologize for that mistake here. But going into game 3, we're going to have to be very careful because Punk's going to choose to go first. And a lot of the times they won't end on a Psychic End Punisher, but that's the issue. If they choose to not end on Psychic End Punisher, that means they have the availability of when we summon a monster that we can, like, let's say we clear their board, they can, on the crackback, hit us with a Psychic End Punisher. And then once their life points are so low compared to ours, just one Psychic End Punisher boost is just enough that we'll just lose. because anytime it enters the battle phase, it can just essentially like boost its attack. But let's say they go down to like 1,000 or 2,000 life points, it's going to be able to boost itself so much that if you summon any monster that's like 3,000 and you beat into it, you'll end up losing because you have to enter like right. They enter their battle phase, it's going to gain, and then you enter your battle phase, it's going to gain once again. So it's going to be like double gained, and at that point, anything over like a 5,000 difference is going to be game over regardless. So you have to be very careful about that. Psychic Punisher being an absolutely insane card here. But we're going to be diving back into the video here, seeing Punk be going first, setting a card in their field zone here, then setting 2 cards, which leads to me to believe that one of them is, yes, the dreadful anti-spell. So here we're thinking on red, we have nothing we can activate here. I think we have a handful of monsters, which isn't good though. We're going to activate the Albion. Going to let us draw a card. And then we show our hand full of monsters for the camera there. Plus that one spell that we drew, unfortunately. If we were able to have that spell on the chain of anti-spell, it would have been very nice. We're going to normal summon Quem here, which allows us to play under anti-spell. Gets hit with an Ash Blossom, and then we're going to set 1 card, go battle phase, and then attack with the Quem there. And then just pass on this. And this is an interesting play here because we're actually chipping down the life points of the Punk player for them, and then we're going to be setting another card and attempt to pass. During the end phase, we're going to activate the branded opening here, and we're going to dump the Aluber here to summon out another copy of the Aluber. And then we're going to activate the effects here. We're going to search us for branded in red, because we'll be able to activate the branded in red during our opponent's turn, but we cannot activate it during this turn here. So then we're going to be drawing for turn here. We're going to turn the Aluber to attack position here. And I guess there is a world where we don't actually attack. But we're going to normal summon another Aluber there. So having 3 Alubers in hand was absolutely insane. I guess 2 Alubers in hand plus the branded opening. And then we're going to be, adding to hand once again another card. We probably should have added the branded opening there, even though we do attempt to clear the board. And here we're going to attack once again. This is 36 plus 15 plus 15. So we're end up making that Psychic Punisher going to be very, very huge, which is a little bit of a misplay here, especially if he can get going, which we're going to be seeing with the E-Telly, and we don't have a way to stop this E-Telly. E-Telly itself is going to pretty much be a way to end the game here. And he has the Bell for branded in red, and it's going to be game for us unless we have an Imperm set. I don't believe we do. He's going to flip with the field spell, which is going to let him draw 2 more cards. And in a game state like this, 2 cards is huge. And then we're going to see the Ziaman effect can activate here. Not also, well, like, he's going to be searching here. So he's going to search for Banana Spider. And then he's also going to be able to draw an additional card here. And he's going to be summoning out the Shirakuchai. Going to be paying 6, so summoning out, the copy of Rising Carp. And do we have an Ash Blossom on this is the question. Drawing another anti-spell, so drawing a bunch of duds off those draw 2s. But, filling that deck a little bit lower with those cards. So if it does continue here, we're going to be seeing some major draws. Going for the Deer Notes and then not using the Venom Spider effect there. Getting very low on life points. And I believe he's at like 100 or something like that. Going into the Jam Drive and then summoning back out. Not even using the effect here because I don't think he has enough life points. Going into a Psychic Punisher. And that's going to be 100% game here. It has to attack into any of these monsters. And it's going to be gaining like 7,000 attack. It's going to be at 10,000 and we're just going to be cleared. This is a problem. It's going to go battle phase. And it's going to activate the effect gaining here. And we're going to be just like, wow. And we reveal the Kaiju and we say, nah, you got it. He ended up taking it here. This was a very friendly match. We said we probably should have like put them in defense position. Probably not the best idea to chip down the Punk players' life points for them. But, they have so many effects they can do it regardless. So if you can't go for game, lesson learned, don't go for game. Don't go anywhere close with a Punk player trying to burn down their life points. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And let me know down in the comment section below what other duels you guys want to see or any other content you guys want to do, because we're doing this for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.